Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in, and today we are going to talk about the spell Beacon of Hope. We are giving this spell an A-. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. All right, so this is another one of our third level spells. Again, you know, the third level spells are where players really start to shine and they start to get a lot of power that comes out. The power curve starts to kind of regress up instead of being like flat or down at this point. So this is a third level spell that is usable by clerics, life domain clerics, peace domain clerics, and oath of devotion paladins. It's a one action spell. It's a range of 30 feet. Not the greatest range in the world, but it's sort of. I mean, you kind of have to have clerics who are not quite frontline, but they can't, you know, be in the far back with some of the archers and the ranged wizards. Verbal and somatic, it lasts for a minute. It does require concentration. You do want to keep concentration on this spell. That's really important if you want to get the most out of it. So, you choose any number of creatures within 30 feet. For the duration of the spell, which is 1 minute, each target has advantage on wisdom saving throws and death saving throws. That's really important. I've seen players go down a lot, and giving them advantage on death saving throws is great. Wisdom saving throws, another great thing, and these are just added benefits on top of this spell. This is not the main focus of this spell, which is the last part of the sentence. Giving advantage on wisdom saving throws is awesome, particularly to your frontline tanks or your big, like, barbarian type strikers, because they are particularly vulnerable to being controlled, and you don't want them turning on the party. I've seen that happen before too. So getting them to have an advantage on those kinds of saving throws is good. And they can also be shut down, which also leaves a big defensive hole in your line and can cause the more squishy players to all of a sudden become frontline. So keeping them up front, an important part of that is getting them to be able to make those saving throws. Now, the best part of this spell is that those creatures regain the maximum number of hit points possible from any healing, potions, any healing spells, any healing abilities, like class abilities or anything. So that's massive. So don't just think of this as, well, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds or Healing Word now, and I'm just going to do the max. There's so many layers that can get supplemented on top of that to make a cleric or someone who can cast Beacon of Hope awesome as far as any of the healing that they do. So let's take a look at this a little bit. So this is usable by clerics, but particularly life domain and peace domain clerics. So let's look at both of those. So life domain clerics have Disciple of Life at first level, and whenever they cast a spell at first level or higher to restore hit points, that creature regains an additional hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level. So if you cast Cure at first level, then they get 3 extra hit points. If Beacon of Hope is on, then they get max plus 3. If Healing Word is on, they get the max plus whatever you cast it at. So if you cast it at first level, it's 3. So you can see how that works. You can't cast Beacon of Hope and Aura of Vitality at the same time because those are both concentration spells. But you can cast Cure Wounds at a higher level easily. Cast Heal, that kind of thing. Any of those spells, great ability. So, and this only triggers off of a spell. And then you get Blessed Healer. So beginning at 6th level, the healing spells you cast on others heal as well. When you cast a first level or higher to restore hit points to a creature other than you, you regain hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level. So that's another great thing too. And then there's Supreme Healing at 17th level. We're not going to really talk about that because that's too high level. Now, Peace Domain is the other domain of cleric that gets this. Here they are right here. There's Beacon of Hope right there. And they get this Balm of Peace. So you use your Channel Divinity. So remember, clerics can use it once per long or short rest until 6th level, and then they can use it twice. So if you can use it once per short rest, then you're probably only going to be using it once every 2 or 3 combats. With twice at 6th level, then you can use it probably almost every, like, 2 out of 3 combats. So not too bad. So you use your channel to divinity, and as an action, you move up to your speed without provoking attacks. And when you move within 5 feet of a creature, restore a number of hit points equal to, this is an action too, 2d6 plus your wisdom modifier. So a cleric at the level where you're casting Beacon of Hope should have a wisdom of around 18, so plus 4. So it'll be max, because Beacon of Hope is on. It'll be 12 plus 4, so it'll be 16 points of healing to every creature you move within 5 feet of your choice, without provoking attack. Well, you get a choice of who you can do. You have to be careful where you move. So a creature can receive this healing only once whenever you take this action. So this is a 1-round thing. It's your action. But you can also use a bonus action afterwards to cast Healing Word as well, which then is maxed, depending on, and then depending on what level you cast it at. So let's look at, so that's Peace Domain. Why did I have Tempest Domain up here? That's Peace Domain. They're both Peace Domain. Okay. Now let's look at the Paladin. Now it says Oath of Devotion, but I'm not going to look at that Paladin. I'm going to look at Oath of Crown. Now, to be able to get this spell as an Oath of Crown Paladin, you have to take levels in Cleric, which means, but for this, you only need your Channel Divinity as a Paladin. So you need 3 levels of Paladin, which you would take Oath of Crown Paladin. And you get Turn the Tide. So your Channel Divinity, each creature of your choice that can hear you within 30 feet regains hit points equal to 1d6 plus your Charisma modifier. That's maxed with Beacon of Hope. And that's a bonus action as well. So they're going to get, and you should probably have like a +3. So they're going to get 9 points from you're using Turn the Tide. And then that's a bonus action. So you could still cast, with your Cleric levels, you could still probably cast Cure Wounds later. I always suggest using this after, like the round after you cast Beacon of Hope. So there's some good healing there. Now you can also combine this with Circle the Star Druid, which has the Chalice. So whenever you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points, so if you got Beacon of Hope on, and you got the Chalice on, and then you cast a spell, the spell is maxed. So if you cast Cure Wounds, the spell is maxed. And then you also cause the regaining of hit points, 1d8 plus your Wisdom modifier, which complements a Druid, because both Druid are Cleric, because Clerics and Druids both have a high Wisdom. That's also maxed too, in addition, so you're doing even more healing. And lastly, another kind of class that complements this or can go well with this is the Celestial Warlock, who also gets some healing as a bonus action here. You only need to be a 1st level Warlock to get this. You get a number of pool of d6s that you spend to fuel. The number is equal to 1 plus your Warlock level. So if you only take 1 level in the Warlock, you only have 2 of these dice. And then as a bonus action, you can heal 1 creature. The maximum number of dice you can spend at once equals your Charisma modifier. Roll the dice, you spend, add them together, and you restore the hit points. But if you got Beacon of Hope on, then it's maxed. And if you happen to be a Life Domain Cleric, then, well, that's only with a spell, so you can't do that. So, all right, that is what I got for everybody today. I hope everybody enjoyed, and I will catch everybody later.